Hello everybody. It's Merce Ataps. Welcome and welcome back to our cuisine. It's been a while that we haven't dropped up any video, and I woke up today with that positive energy, ready to drop up a very nice and a fantastic video on how to prepare a delicious slimy soup, which kids of all ages usually likes to enjoy meals with. Please sit back and watch this amazing cooking process to the end. Items that I will be using to prepare this delicious soup include: I have my chicken breast, I have some smoked fish to make the meal taste just so delicious. I have some egusi. Seasonings include seasoning cubes. This is dash. Many people love this seasoning. Tropical seasoning. Celery, salt, garlic, ginger, tomatoes of course, because you don't want to have tomatoes that is full of juice in it. Parsley, and my spinach. We all know the importance of spinach with a meal. Not only is it like a source of fiber or minerals in the food, but it has a very great role to play in fetal brain development. It has a lot of folate, and it's mostly recommended, especially in pregnancy, people to eat and people that are anemia. So guys, continue to watch this video as we cook along. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some warm water into the fish to wash this fish. Wash it well to take out any excess mercury in the fish before adding it into the meal. And I'm gonna go ahead to cut off the chicken breast into little chunks before washing it up in hot water. While I put some water in the pot and start boiling, I'm then gonna go ahead and cut the chicken breast up in little chunks, then introduce it into the water once as it starts boiling to really wash the chicken really good. Once as my water is boiling, I then introduce my chicken, stir it a little bit to take out all of the junk, because you want to have that clear and nice looking soup when the meal is ready. While the chicken is still in hot water, go ahead and start to wash your egusi. Usually I don't really measure how much quantity of egusi I'm putting in the bowl, but it all depends on how much quantity of soup you want to produce. So for me, this is what I usually use. So about a cup or about a glass of egusi. Then I'm gonna go ahead, pick out the unwanted scales. Again, give this a thorough wash. Guys, remember, we're cooking a meal for the kids. It's not adult meal, but it's a kids meal. So we have to make sure we're taking extra precautions. Chicken all ready to come down from the stove. Then I'm gonna bring it down and give it a thorough wash. You can see how much foam is on top of the chicken. Now I'm gonna wash it. Use my pot onto the stove, turn off the stove, and then bring into it my ready washed chicken. Add Mrs. Dash, tropical seasoning, a pinch of garlic. Usually a teaspoon of salt is very good. I know how to measure. Oftentimes the salt is even never too sweet, so don't be afraid that it's gonna be too salty. Ginger. Again, I'm making soup, so I use just a little bit of these ingredients. As well as my celery sticks. I'm not gonna go ahead and add any water at this point. I'm gonna let the water come out of the chicken on its own. Me not adding any water now is because I want the chicken to be well marinated with the spices. Cover the pot and let it cook for at least 20 minutes before you go ahead and introduce some more water. Again, remember, it's chicken. It's good to cook for at least 45 minutes. I'm talking about the kids, go for 50 minutes. The chicken is cooking, and then go ahead to fix the smoked fish, take out any bones that were buried in it. And you know, for some toddlers, you can just introduce the smoked fish like that in the chicken as it's cooking with it. But for mine, if I don't blend the soup, they won't really like to eat the fish as you see it. So I'm gonna take out the bones, go ahead and blend it in the blender before introducing it into my chicken for it to cook with. Minutes of cooking the chicken, I open it, give it a gentle check here. Then I introduce my water. Here is my already washed fish. I'm gonna go ahead, blend it, then introduce it into the chicken. Then I add my blended smoked fish into the chicken and let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. Go ahead and introduce my honey cube seasoning. Cover the pot and let it boil for the remaining 10 minutes. The chicken continues to boil, and then blend my egusi and my tomatoes. Taste it to make sure that it's soft and tender and ready to be taken down the stove. Chicken is ready. Tasting just so juicy and tender. I'm gonna bring it down from the stove, then go ahead and prepare the soup. Some canola oil into the pot, usually about half a cup. First, I'm gonna deep fry my tomatoes, then my onions before introducing the other items. So the tomato is this looking, and add my onions, as well as my spinach. Once as the spinach looks like this, I know it's ready, and introduce my broth. Let it cook for 5 minutes before I add my egusi. Add some more water, and once as it starts bubbling, I then introduce my blended egusi. At this point, I don't add any salt or nothing, because the stock already has some extra salt and spices. So you don't want to incorporate too much spices into kids' food, because they may end up with stomach upset. So blend food is usually well tolerable. Once as your water starts bubbling, then you can go stir it, and then you introduce your blended egusi. Good to bring your soup to boil before you introduce the egusi, because you like it to be a little bit crumpy when the soup is actually ready to be served. On my pot and let it cook for a good 20 minutes. Continue to cook, and then go ahead and blend my industrial okra. Egusi soup is coming out really perfectly good. You can see the little chunks of the egusi. So at this point, I then introduce my chicken and my okra, and then my industrial okra. At this point, I don't cover my soup, because you want to have that slimy consistency when you eventually bring it down the stove. For the soup, I leave it, open and let it simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. Special soup recommended for toddlers of all ages. Thank you, my PP, for cooking this amazing soup today with me. And until our next video, you guys really be well. You guys really be good.